Today, I'd like to tell you about a friend named Gabriela. She and I grew up together in Houston, ranking high in every single class and participating in almost every single community project all the time. We listened to similar music, feasted on Latino dishes, and hanged out together every weekend. We were inseparable, and with due reason, I got constant insight into her world. She was aspiring to work in the medical field, and I have a political career. But while I came to study at Phillips-Andover in the fall of 2016, she stayed behind in Houston, overwhelmingly nervous about the year's presidential run. Because you see, Gabriela is undocumented. As I hope that many of you know, the executive order program that Obama set up in 2012, known as DACA, or as Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals Program, was recently rescinded this past October. Out of 11.3 million undocumented immigrants, 2.2 million are students. Think about that. 2.2 million. Congress has until this upcoming March to decide what to do with 2.2 million people. And the plan is this. If there is no pathway for them to gain citizenship, then we, as citizens, need to pave one for them. Let me put it this way. If you were hiking with a friend and they fell down the side of the cliff, what would you do? You wouldn't watch them fall. You wouldn't say, whatever, mate, you stepped in the wrong area. It's your fault, not my problem. You would instead help them up. It's the same situation here. If we truly consider ourselves to be righteous citizens, then we need to make sure that these people end up in a good place. I invite you to please be the model citizen that many presidents talk about in their speeches. Ignore the "they came here to steal jobs" argument, or that "they bring drugs, they are rapists" comments, because truth be told, there's enough data out there in the system to prove that this is just not true. The reality is that they have become integral parts of our society, enforcing careers everywhere. Take Dr. Quiñones Hinojosa, for example. He went from being an undocumented farm worker in California to graduating from Harvard and becoming a neurosurgeon. They are present in the government as part of commission committees and in the education system as teachers, professors, anything. They are even part of our military, putting their life on the line to make sure that we are safe. Is that not enough? Enough to validate their existence here? Unfortunately, their era of safety has ended with Obama's presidency. But as a true humanist, I have decided to heed to one of his last speeches, advising us to, quote, reject the first dawning of any attempt to alienate any portion of our population from us, or to enfeeble the sacred ties that make us one. Because you see, we weaken those ties when we define some as more American than others. To me, that is a call for unity. It means that we are held accountable for the future of these people, because their sacrifices entitle them to more than just a stay at a deportation center. They did not come here crying as kids to leave this country crying as adults. They did not come here in vain. Immigration has always been a tentative subject. We have seen this repeating pattern over and over again, as seen with the former Irish and Japanese immigrants. So why is it that we still haven't embraced them as individuals, putting aside the weight of their struggles? Undocumented immigrants are guaranteed a K-12 education thanks to a case known as Platter versus Doe, which establishes the fact that schools can't ask for immigration status documentation from their students. This makes the K-12 years relatively clear, but it's not until they reach their teen years that they find themselves in limbo. Without proper documentation, they are unable to get a driver's license or a working permit, so with due reason, many of them get frustrated. Due to them not having papers, they can't apply for federal financial aid and have limited scholarship opportunities. So many ask themselves, why continue going to school if I can't even go to college? Is it even worth it? And although the situation looks hopeless, it's definitely not helpless, because they matter. Their dreams and aspirations matter. As someone that is really close to Gabriela, I have advocated to her case by calling my senator, writing to my representative, and signing petitions that come my way. I invite you to please do the same. Their dreams and goals are on the line, and even more so, their human dignity is at stake. My dear fellow citizens, we have to be their voice. We need to conspire in their favor and hamper this dream-aside from carrying on. Please, whatever you do, don't let their beginning solidify their ending.